Imagine a world on the brink of collapse. Civilizations that had flourished for centuries were suddenly under attack. These were not mere skirmishes, but full-scale invasions by land and sea. The assailants were a mysterious group known as the Sea Peoples. They left a trail of devastation in their wake, toppling empires and plunging the Mediterranean world into chaos. The Late Bronze Age, an era of unprecedented prosperity and cultural exchange, was coming to an end. The very name Sea Peoples evokes an aura of mystery and menace. These were not a unified empire, but a loose confederation of seafaring raiders. They possessed advanced naval technology and military prowess, allowing them to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. Their origins remain shrouded in enigma, making their sudden appearance all the more terrifying. Ancient Egyptian texts provide glimpses into the terror they inspired. Pharaoh Ramses II, in his accounts of the Battle of the Delta, described the Sea Peoples as a formidable force. He wrote of their strange ships, their unfamiliar weapons, and their ferocious battle cries. Ramses II ultimately repelled their attack, but the victory came at a great cost. The Sea Peoples were more than just marauders. They were a symptom of a world in turmoil. Their appearance coincided with a period of widespread societal upheaval, climate change, and economic instability. Understanding the Sea Peoples requires delving into the complex interplay of factors that brought about the end of the Bronze Age. The true identity of the Sea Peoples is a question that has vexed historians for centuries. Were they a single, cohesive group, or a loose collection of tribes united by circumstance? Did they hail from a distant land, or were they the product of internal strife within the existing Bronze Age civilizations? The answers, like the Sea Peoples themselves, remain elusive. Some scholars propose that the Sea Peoples originated from the Aegean region, possibly displaced Mycenaean Greeks or Minoans. Others point to Anatolia, suggesting they could have been Luwians or other Anatolian groups driven from their homelands. Still others believe they came from further afield, perhaps Sardinia, Sicily, or even the Western Mediterranean. Adding to the puzzle are the names recorded in Egyptian inscriptions: Shurden, Shekelesh, Luka, Teresh, Peliset. These names may correspond to specific ethnic groups or geographical locations, but their exact meanings are still debated. The lack of definitive archaeological evidence only deepens the mystery surrounding the Sea Peoples' origins. Despite the uncertainty, one thing is clear. The Sea Peoples were a diverse group, united by their mastery of the sea and their desire for plunder or new lands to settle. Their impact on the ancient world was profound, reshaping the political and cultural landscape of the Mediterranean for centuries to come. The idea that the Sea Peoples originated in the Aegean Sea, specifically from the Mycenaean civilization, holds a certain allure. The Mycenaeans were, after all, a powerful seafaring people with a known presence throughout the Mediterranean. Their civilization collapsed around the same time as the Sea Peoples' attacks, suggesting a possible connection. Proponents of this theory point to similarities in weaponry, pottery, and even artistic motifs between the Sea Peoples depicted in Egyptian reliefs and artifacts associated with the Mycenaean world. Could these similarities be evidence of a shared cultural heritage, or perhaps refugees fleeing a collapsing empire? However, there are also compelling arguments against this theory. The Mycenaean civilization was already in decline before the Sea Peoples' arrival on the scene. Internal strife, economic problems, and possibly even climate change had weakened them significantly. It seems unlikely that a civilization on the verge of collapse could muster the resources for such widespread raids. Furthermore, the Egyptian texts do not explicitly identify the Sea Peoples as Mycenaeans. While some of the names mentioned could be linked to Aegean groups, the evidence remains circumstantial. The Aegean origin theory, while intriguing, still lacks definitive proof. Section 4. Climate catastrophe. A catalyst for chaos? While the search for the Sea Peoples' identity continues, another line of inquiry explores the reasons behind their sudden and devastating attacks. One compelling theory suggests that a series of environmental calamities may have played a crucial role in driving them from their homes and into conflict with established civilizations. Around 1200 BCE, the eastern Mediterranean region experienced a period of dramatic climate change. Prolonged droughts, crop failures, and widespread famine gripped the land. These environmental disasters would have put immense strain on existing social structures, leading to unrest and mass migrations. Faced with dwindling resources and desperate conditions, groups of people may have taken to the sea in search of survival. The Aegean, Anatolia, and other regions potentially inhabited by the sea peoples were all impacted by these climate shifts. This could explain the widespread nature of their attacks, as different groups driven by similar desperation sought new lands and resources. The climate change theory provides a compelling backdrop for understanding the motivations of the sea peoples. It paints a picture of a world in chaos, where desperate people were forced to make unimaginable choices to survive. While not a complete explanation in itself, it adds a crucial layer to our understanding of this tumultuous period. Section 5. The Late Bronze Age Collapse. Did the sea peoples deliver the killing blow? The Late Bronze Age was a period of interconnectedness and relative prosperity. Powerful empires like the Egyptians, Hittites, and Mycenaeans engaged in trade, diplomacy, and at times conflict. Yet by the 12th century BCE, this interconnected world began to unravel. The sea peoples' attacks, while devastating, were just one factor in a complex web of events that led to the collapse of this once thriving civilization. Internal strife, economic woes, and overexpansion had already weakened many of the great Bronze Age powers. The Hittite Empire, for example, was plagued by internal rebellions and succession crises, making them vulnerable to external threats. The Egyptians, while able to repel the sea peoples, faced their own internal challenges, including a weakening economy and political instability. The sea peoples' attacks acted as a catalyst, accelerating the decline that was already underway. Their raids disrupted trade routes, crippled economies, and sowed chaos throughout the region. This further weakened the already struggling empires, making them easy targets for internal uprisings or further attacks from other opportunistic groups. The Late Bronze Age collapse was not a single event, but a gradual process of decline and fragmentation. The sea peoples played a significant role, but they were not the sole cause. It was the confluence of internal weaknesses, external pressures, and environmental factors that ultimately brought about the end of an era. Section 6. Echoes of the Past. Lessons from the Sea Peoples. The story of the Sea Peoples, though shrouded in mystery, holds valuable lessons for us today. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of civilizations and the interconnectedness of human societies. The Late Bronze Age collapse demonstrates that even the most powerful empires are not immune to the forces of chaos and change. The Sea People's story also highlights the potential consequences of climate change and environmental degradation. While the exact extent to which climate change contributed to their migrations is still debated, it undoubtedly played a role in the social and political upheavals of the time. This serves as a cautionary tale for our own time as we face the growing challenges of a changing climate. Furthermore, the Sea Peoples remind us that history is not always a linear progression of progress. The Late Bronze Age collapse ushered in a period of decline and fragmentation, known as the Greek Dark Ages. Yet from this period of chaos, new ideas and innovations eventually emerged, laying the groundwork for classical Greece and the rise of new empires. The enigma of the Sea Peoples continues to fascinate and challenge us. While their true origins and motivations may remain elusive, their story serves as a potent reminder of the complexities of history and the enduring power of human resilience in the face of adversity.